Hello everyone, and welcome back to Farfaraway Theories, the channel that theorizes and discusses everything Shrek. In today's video, we are finally talking about the trailer for Shrek 5. I just have to say, this new Shrek-tastic trailer absolutely blew me away. There's so much they showed off in such a little amount of time. First of all, they have their classic book opening for any Shrek movie, and it's a good reference to the original book, because if you didn't know, Shrek was originally based off of a book. It's a good way to keep the opening familiar to the audience, but also throwing in a curveball to also make it different and refreshing. Something that's made me incredibly happy is that all of the characters have retained their original personalities. Donkey is as hyperactive and up for adventure as ever, and Shrek, as usual, isn't having any of it, as he just wants to stay at home with his family and enjoy his swamp. However, for some reason, they are having to leave their home, so the call to adventure is definitely there. It seems that Felicia, Shrek's daughter, is travelling to the city of further away, and from what I can tell, they're going to have to go check on her and probably eventually rescue her. My theory about the little we've been shown is that Felicia might be interested in magic and has gone away to the city of further away, despite Shrek's wishes, and probably gotten herself into some sort of trouble and gone without asking, so they're going to go to the city and find her. I'm recording this video in a massive heatwave, so if you're enjoying this video and me sweating to get out this Shrek-tastic video, make sure to like the video because it really helps our Farfaraway theories swamp grow. Anyway, moving on with the analysis. There's a couple of shots with Felicia riding on a broom with a witch as she travels to the city of further away. So I think magic is going to be a big theme of this movie, as it has been in some of the other Shrek movies. Although they've shown off some of the locations, they haven't really spoiled much of the plot, or even who the villain of the movie is going to be. So there's speculation on my part that maybe the fairy godmother has somehow returned after being turned into bubbles at the end of Shrek 2. It's also very possible that Shrek 5 will have a completely new villain altogether. It seems my theory about the gingerbread man completely losing their mind is holding true, as there's a joke in the trailer with him twerking and saying he is, quote-unquote, caked up like a fricking bakery. At least with the gingerbread man joke, we find out that Gingy has two biscuit baddies. This trailer definitely relies heavily on jokes, which probably aren't the best jokes in the movie, but the movie's still being worked on, and it's far from finished, as there's still over a year before it comes out. I also highly respect that DreamWorks haven't really shown off much of the plot of the movie to keep people speculating, and the lack of information on the plot has certainly got me very intrigued. There's also a police chase, reminiscent to Shrek 2's police chase scene.
Catnip. That's no mine.
Where it shows these little pixie, fairy-like creatures being together and making up the siren of the police cart, which I think's interesting because it shows off another species in the Shrek universe, which is really fun to see. A quick scene in the trailer that I thought was quite disturbing was the appearance of the creepy snowman. I related to Fiona's sentiment to leave very much. Another instance of magic being involved in the plot is that it shows Donkey being turned into a goat of some sort, where even his eyes are changing, so we'll have to see where that bizarre detail goes, but I'm guessing it'll be a gag for about 10 seconds, and then Donkey will be reverted back to normal. Perhaps Donkey got on the nerves of a witch, and temporarily got punished for irritating them. One of the biggest parts of the trailer shows Shrek and his family get thrown into a jail cell, a detail I've picked up on, which further shows how amazing Shrek is as a character and how much he loves his family, is that when the cell door shuts, Shrek steps up and puts his arm in front of Fiona to potentially protect her from any harm. It just goes to show how much Shrek loves Fiona, and I just thought it was a very good attention to detail, and just an absolutely Shrek-tastic moment. This is also the part of the trailer where we get to see Shrek and Fiona's other two children, all grown up. Their two sons, Fergus and Farkle. I can't believe they gave one of the children that broccoli hair. That's everywhere. I can't escape from it, wherever I go, but I guess it suits them just fine. They don't utter any words, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's something to look forward to when the movie comes out. The trailer ends with Donkey singing one of his classic songs, and Shrek not putting up with it, and I thought that was quite funny. So overall, I thought this trailer was absolutely ogreific. Of course, like everyone else, I would have preferred them to keep Shrek's original art style, because the new style is going to take a lot of people some time to get used to. But the most important thing is that the plot's good, the characters are the way they always have been, and we're actually getting the Shrek 5 movie quite soon. I can talk about the animation style change if you want me to in another video. You'll all have to let me know if you want that in the comment section down below. Also let me know what you thought of the trailer in the comments also, because any engagement on the channel really helps our swamp grow. I hope you've enjoyed this video, but I'm going to get going now, because the heat is pretty intense.
Over a boiling lake of lava. Check! I'm looking down! Oh!
I wish you all a Shrektastic day, and make sure to stay safe, and I'll see you all again very soon.
Bye-bye. See you later.
Bakery!